Hello, everyone. Welcome to the session. As we are over here to kickstart our first webinar, we'll just wait for 1 more minute to folks to join, and then we will be getting started. Okay, so let's get started then. I hope my screen is visible and I'm clearly audible. Can you guys give me a thumbs up before getting started? So I'll be aware that I'm clearly audible and my screen is also visible. Can you guys give me a thumbs up? Okay, thank you for confirming. I'm getting a response from my side. So yeah, so I guess we are good to get started. So as we are aware over here, we are going to talk about or kickstart our first session, that is the future of tech. And this webinar is not only going to focus on one or two tech skill. Here we have planned certain series of these kind of webinar where we are going to coming up with a different type of tech skills that is demanded in the current tech industries. So basically we can utilize them, we can upskill them, or maybe if we want to change or switch our career from one tech stack to another tech stack. So hopefully this webinar is going to be fruitful for you. So I'll start first of all with my quick introduction. So as most of you already know me, but yeah, myself Deeksha Sharma, and I'm Microsoft certified trainer and Google authorized instructor. I am 14 times certified into Azure and 4 time into GCP. Also, my key domain area into data and AI side. So I used to deliver corporate training, mentor participants, students, also guiding them or with respective to their career and apart from the different key skills. And in this entire webinar series, I will be your co-host, where along with me there are other speaker is also going to join with me, who is going to give some insight about their expertise knowledge on the different tech stack. So as this is the first session that we are doing a kickstart today, so that's why I'll be just giving some objective, or I'll be giving context about this webinar that we have. So let's get started with that. So here are the agenda of our webinar series that we are going to start today. So where first of the thing is we will be talk about the objective of this webinar series, because this is not something which we are doing only once. This is going to be a reoccurring session. So I'll give some background and all those things in detail. Then what are the tech stacks we are going to be focused that I am going to discuss. And apart from that, here if any specific queries or questions you have, feel free to drop in the comments so I can also have a look and I can also see. Then post that we will talk about some cloud certifications plan also that you can choose or you can go for. Then apart from that, we are going to see what are Azure or GCP and as well as AWS. So what are the different fundamental options you have if you are completely new to getting started. Then post that we have other thing that is the DevOps exposure and as well as the AIML exposure we will be discussing over here. Then how we can go enroll for some authorized certification, as well as how we can get it these vouchers as well as these certifications plan for free from Microsoft or for GCP and for AWS. That also we are going to have a look. And then at the end we will be spending some time on the Q&A session. So I'm going to start first of all with the purpose and the goal of these webinar that we have planned. So you might have seen there are a couple of different webinars are available and who's going to be hosted by the different communities, events, and those things. And here also we are taking one step ahead over there, where basically, as we are already working on the different tech stack domain and we are meeting with the different experts already in the industry. So right now, whatever demanding tech stack are in the market, it could be your cloud, it could be your DevOps, it could be your AIML, or it could be the data engineer or full stack thing. So here basically we are going to picking up those top notch topic that will be needed, and with the help of that we are trying to share our knowledge, and we'll be sharing some case studies, or we'll be sharing some projects, or we'll be bringing up some training material for you. And with reference to that, if you are interested to go in full-fledged course and those things, so in that case you can also go enroll in those training material also. But this webinar is kind of a free of cost for everyone, where we are sharing all the free material. But apart from that, if you are interested in the training thing, then all that case we are running specific domain trainings also. Then here you can see, as I already mentioned, that I am doing a mentoring and other stuff with the different tech stacks that we have. So over there, we are going to provide you some career oriented guidance. So as I mentioned, feel free to add your like comments and thoughts, everything in the chat. So we are happy to help you, or we are happy to answer all your queries. Then all the top stack topic that I mentioned, like let's say here, like my key domain area, as I mentioned, is the data and AI side, and I have expertise on the Azure side. So similar way, like let's say you are interested into cybersecurity, AI, ML, or on the DevOps side. So we are happy to give you some guidance on those area. So how we have planned this webinar? Basically, we have planned that in every weekend, or maybe as per the availability of the experts, we are going to set up these kind of sessions or webinar, where along with me there will be other co-hosts also. They are going to basically showcase or come up with the certain topics. They are going to share the knowledge with you, and on that, if you have any queries, questions related to that specific domain, those things, you can interact with the experts, and then you can get a questions and all those things over there. And then you have specific detailed deep dive sessions you want, then in that case also you can reach out to us, and then we can plan it out on that area also. Then the next thing which we have planned is, also we have planned in this entire webinar series, there are some top notch industries, also industry leading tech stack that is needed. So that also we are focusing that you can come hands on and detail as well. So what we can do is, we are going to basically plan some competitive question also at the end of the session. So if you are going to participate on those questions and those area, in that case, basically, you can simply at the end of the sessions, you can simply put your comments in the chat on our YouTube channel itself, where you are seeing this video. And we are going to see the consistency of the participant, whoever is basically consistent and providing their input and all those things. So the top contributor will also get a swags, as well as the participation certifications, or the like whatever rank you are going to receive. So if you are going to enroll in this entire webinar series, you will get a participation as well as a um, like a top rank certification, plus Microsoft swags or goodies also. So we are going to pin some comments, that is basically providing answers in all the going webinar, as well as who is consistent while following this webinar series. And we are going to pick up some selected participant for providing the Microsoft swag. That is one thing. And apart from that, I am going to share some other points also, where with the help of that can simply get the free Microsoft vouchers also for going for any certification plan. Now you are going to ask what are the certifications we have, that also I'm going to cover. So what are the criteria we have is, first basically you need to watch, you are going to receive the link. Once you see the webinar, whatever questions has been asked, you need to answer those questions in the chat, and then you need to post it on your social media account, and then we will get the once we get a like notification, and then we'll see what is the consistency, and on that basis we'll ask your address detail to ship the Microsoft swags to your home. Because this webinar that we are conducting here, basically we got the sponsorship from Microsoft and the Azure developer community too. So that is the first thing. Like here, the purpose and the agenda that we have planned is basically to conduct these type of different techies webinar, where we can share the input, and also we can get the inputs also, and we can interact with you guys. So here basically in the entire throughout journey, the expectation is you guys should get some understanding. So at least you guys can plan for some certification, and then we are also here to help you for these certifications plan. Then post that what are the skills we are going to focus under this. Okay, so there might be different tech stack that you are interested. So feel free to add your comments in the chat and let us know that okay, what are the tech stack you are comfortable or you are interested. So let's say you join this session because you are interested into AIML, or let's say I am like somebody else joined for cloud. So whoever has joined or watching us, I feel free to add your like required skills on that you are interested. Put it in the chat so we'll get an understanding that okay, what type of audience basically watching us, and that will also give us some motivation that okay, accordingly we'll plan our next webinar or sessions also, as well as the next training plan also. So coming to that, these are the skills right now we have shortlisted. That is the mostly demanding tech stack that is there. So first of all, we are going to cover about the AWS. That is basically your AWS, Azure, and GCP that comes under the cloud. So we have planned first of all the cloud, and within the cloud we have three different categories, right? Azure, AWS, GCP. So we have other cloud also. Right now we are focusing in three. So in that, basically, we want to understand what are the different tech stack with related to these cloud service provided. What are the services you should know day to day use? Some common services like VMs, okay, storage, EC2, and those things we will be covering. So first top notch skill, I start getting the comment also that okay, you guys are interested in the cloud. So yeah, this is basically the first topmost one we are going to cover because we have planned the different tech stack as per the Azure, AWS, and GCP. Then the second, we are focusing into DevOps. So let's say you are already working in your organization on the different tech stack, like you are coming from Java background or you are coming from SQL background, and you are planning to switch your career. So DevOps is the key thing that is going to ask. No matter you are working as a data engineer, you are working as a full stack developer, you are working as a testing domain itself. They are going to first start that okay, you have expertise on the DevOps. So this is basically a very well known tools right now, and you can see there are multiple things coming up with the DevOps. But here we have planned the session where we'll be talking about from very beginner to intermediate level, where initially you will get to know okay, what are the different DevOps tools we have like Docker, Kubernetes, Ansible, Jenkins. Those are the different tools and services which we have. Okay, and apart from that, these are some open source only mentioned. But as I mentioned that okay, we are going to cover the cloud and DevOps together. So in that case, if you are going with Azure, then Azure DevOps. If you are going with AWS, then in that case AWS DevOps and GCP DevOps is also there. So like one is the open source that is mentioned over here. Second is basically what are the tools and tech stack that comes with the respective cloud. Third is the data engineering thing. So whoever know me, they know that okay, already I'm coming from data engineer and data AI background. So in that case, here I want to go through in the data engineering side in the deep dive where some prerequisite that we should know. Okay, like Python, SQL, Spark, Big Data, ETL, ELT. Those things will cover, but along with that, these things are also going to be joined with your cloud tech stack one. Okay, so I'll just use a point and Penter. So if I'm going to use a data engineering one, so here also this is the some prerequisite that we are going to cover. But apart from that, here we are going to cover with cloud. Okay, it's not like only data engineering we are covering separate. Here we are going to cover both Azure data engineering, AWS with data engineering, GCP with data engineering. Similar way, if we are covering the DevOps, here also we are covering Azure with DevOps, AWS with DevOps, and then GCP with DevOps. So in that case, we'll get the idea with both the things. So no matter like I'm only covering the cloud, no, in that case, if you are going with a specific tech stack inside the cloud, that also will get to know in detail with respect to cloud, what are the things will be needed if you are going as a DevOps engineer or as a data engineer. Then similar way, if I'm going to start with AI ML guy, so in that case, yes, there are some AI ML stuff that is open source available like Hugging Face, and those things will be covering. But apart from that, if you are going to choose as a cloud platform plus AI, so in that case, here we are going to see on a Azure, AWS, GCP, how you can plan this AI ML stuff also. Okay, so that also we will be covering in this case. Okay, so where we will talk about the machine learning with Azure, AWS, and GCP, and MLOps also with Azure, AWS, and GCP. And similar way, cybersecurity thing also. Here, basically, we'll be focusing on the security related stuff. Okay, so here, like how you can go if you are planning for some certification also with respective as well, and along with that, separate also. So we have a dedicated security expert also from Microsoft and other thing. So that also we have planned some session where you can get a deep dive sessions from their end. So these are some like a five top skills that we have shortlisted. Feel free to add your comment if you feel that okay, yes, I'm interested in sixth skill also. So these are the five different sessions that has been planned in the entire journey. But apart from that, you think that okay, no ma'am, we want to be added a sixth skill also. That is also going to be helpful. So feel free to add a comment in chat, so we also get to know that okay, how we can add one more and what are the key expertise we need to add much. Okay, so this is your platform because this is a kickstart session, we have keep it for you only. So we will get an insight that okay, what are the things should need to be designed accordingly so in the entire journey of the series, right? So I'm just moving to the next deck. If you want to take a screenshot of this page, you can take it and then let us know that okay, whatever you're interested. Later on, also you can reach out to us, to me also, or to our page also. You already have, I guess, my LinkedIn, or you already have a Visionary TechMed page. Feel free to add those detail as well. Then in the next page here, why it's going to be valuable. So people who are already working in the industry, they already know that okay, these are the high demand tech stack that is coming up in the picture. There might be other also, but yes, here you can see some of them you are working on those tech stack already, but you might know the things in the bits and pieces. Okay, and at the end of the day, when we are going to develop the things or deploy the services, so at that time we don't know in the backend how the things are going to be work. So to avoid those things, here basically we have designed in such a way that okay, you know end to end each process where okay, you are going to be entered in a cloud, then is a data engineer if you are working, then okay, what are the services will be coming up, what are the steps will be there, all those things are going to be uh, covered over here, right? Now here basically these are the high demanding tech stack, that is first. Second is yeah, the competitive salaries you will be getting, and then versatile opportunities also. Right now most of the organization are moving towards the data, AI, cloud, DevOps. These are the top notch skills that every company is looking for. Also here you will get a scalability, you are getting upskilling feature, and then you are getting the continuous learning and all those approach you have. And also this is, if you are looking to switch your career or you are looking to start your career, this is the right place or this is the right time where you can look for these skill as of now what we have discussed in the previous slide, right? So feel free to drop your message. My team will try to reach out to or maybe if my team will try to give all the answer, but at the end of the session I'll also take a pause and then I'll answer all your queries. But feel free to drop your comment in between also if you think that okay, something you want more detail, so definitely I'll answer all those things. Okay, so now moving to the next here, if as I can see, mostly we are starting on the cloud journey as the first thing. So on the these are some cloud service provider that is a top notch are available in the market, and you might have already heard about AWS, Azure, and GCP. Apart from that, you have IBM, Oracle, and Salesforce, and Informatica Cloud also. So we have a plan the session to be focused on the initial three, and apart from that, we can introduce like Informatica and Salesforce leader also over here to come up and share their understanding and share the thoughts, and also they can guide you if you're interested into Informatica, Salesforce, and other cloud also. But for now we are focusing into AWS, Microsoft Azure, and GCP area. So I'll just use a pointer. Yeah, so we are going to be introduced with this. Now moving to the next here, uh, if I'm going to start with the cloud, so these are some top-notch profiles that are currently demanding in the market. That is your cloud architect. That is, you can see if you search for any cloud and if you have a cloud architect knowledge, obviously you will get a more opportunity to go for, and you will get a more details to be work with. Okay, so architecture is basically who work end to end on the different tech stack. Cloud engineer, okay, where you are going to work designing the setup and all those things. Security engineer, mostly it's going to be covered with your SC series where all the security and then all the layer protections and everything we are going to talk about. Then cloud administrator, okay, where the platform setup and everything will be covering. Cloud automation engineer, where automating the process, or you can consider the DevOps guy will be also come up over here in the picture. Then cloud consultant, who is going to consult on the entire setup, or you can see cloud consultant architect will work together quite common together. Then software engineer, or you can consider cloud data engineer and those things also. So that is further divided into ML engineer, data engineer, and those things. But these are some top demanding careers options available in the cloud computing. Okay, so these are some certification path. I'll go detail about this certification thing where you can see if you are interested in any of the cloud. Okay, now in that case, like let's say if I'm coming from completely non-cloud background, and this is something completely new for me, but I am pretty much interested to learn these things. So in that case, what we have is, here we have entire certification plan that you can go for. And inside this one, you can simply start with your journey if you are completely new in Azure with your fundamental series. Now fundamental series is basically your 900 series. All the 900 is going to be start with the fundamental series. So Azure 900 is your Azure fundamental. Okay. Inside that, we will be going to cover, okay, what are the core fundamental stuffs are going to be talk about related to Azure. Okay. So here the entire fundamental things are going to be covered. Second thing is basically DP900. Like, let's say I'm interested more into the data related series. Here basically DP900 or data platform series are going to be basically used. Then we have a AI 900 series. In the AI 900 series, we are going to focus into the Azure AI fundamental stuff. Okay. So here, once you clear the certification, you will get a 1-star badge. Okay. In all these things, you will be getting a 1-star badge, and it's a completely a fundamental where you are going to be comfortable, or you are going to make yourself familiar while working with Azure platform. So first one is the fundamental. So if you are completely beginner or you are fresher with the Azure, so these are some fundamental thing you can plan for. Then the second you have is the associate level certification. That is a 2-star certification plans you have, where basically it has been categorized as per your job role. Like, let's say I'm interested into the security domain, or I'm interested into data engineering domain. So those certification has been divided over here in the different domain. So if I'm interested into Azure administrator side, like on the platform and everything, I can go for the AZ104. Or you are interested into the Azure developer side, building the web application on those things, then in that case you can go for the 204. Then post that you have AZ500, that is basically for Azure security engineer. If you are interested to go with the Azure security guy, then in that case you can plan for AZ500. Similar way, you have SC series also has been introduced. I'll also cover in the next series, next slide. Then DP203, that has been expired. If you guys are already familiar with the DP203, then in that case the upgraded version has been launched as a DP700. So DP700 is a basically Azure data engineer one, and here basically it is going to cover if you are working as a data engineer on Azure platform, then in that case what are the series and services will be available over here. Now inside this, you will see the case study, deep dive session, and everything will be coming up. Then DP300 for Azure database administrator, where you will be focusing primarily into the SQL related things on Azure platform. Then we have a DP500 that also has been upgraded to DP600 now. Okay, so you can plan for DP600 if you are interested to go into the fabric or data analyst series over there. Then if you are interested into the data scientist one, okay, so in that case you can go for the TP100 series, and inside that you can simply go ahead and you can enroll for the all the ML and AI related stuff will be coming up as a data scientist. Then you have AI 102, and this one also is a quite popular. Like here you can see where you can, if you are interested into the Azure AI engineer, then you can plan for AI 102 to go inside the AI one. So primarily we are going to focus into this data engineer one, DP700 or DP2031 or DP100, that is the data scientist, and AI 102, that is the AI engineer. Apart from that, in the architect, obviously these are some few points will be covered in the other certification also. Then the expert level certification that comes with the 3-star badge. And in the 3-star badge here, basically you have a two type of certifications that come as a 3-star badge. That is the Azure DevOps engineer and then Azure architect. But here the main entry is before going to the AZ400 and AZ305, you should clear 104 or 204. Okay. For fundamental to going into associate, it's not mandatory to you should cover the fundamental. Okay, if I'm moving from fundamental certification to associate level, it's not mandatory that you should like clear these. It's an optional one. But if you are going from associate to expert level certification, then it's mandatory that okay you should cover the 104 and 204. Okay, or 204. Okay, it's not mandatory both. So if you want to go for 305, then in that case you should have a 104 certifications are available. Once you have all those things, then in that case, as a next step is feel free to add your comment. As I mentioned again, if you are specifically interested into any specific certification also after going through on this. If, as I mentioned, if you are fresher, definitely go for AZ900. Okay, if you are learning or started learning just now into the Azure, go for the AZ900. But you are looking for associate level certification, drop your certification code in the comment so we can connect, or maybe we'll share the required study materials whatever we have and the training plans with you. Okay. And apart from that, next webinar and those things also will be planning with the DP 700 and other series, so accordingly we'll send the invites also. So just drop a comment in the chat to let us know in what certifications you are comfortable or you're interested. Now let's say you mentioned, okay, I'm coming completely from cybersecurity background, so in that case this is the separate security series where we have Azure fundamental that you can go for, that will give you the Azure is fundamental additional information how Azure works. Then you have a security fundamental, okay, where you will get an understanding that, okay, how security layers work, what are the security components are available on Azure and those things. Then also here you have associate level certifications plan for SC series, that is SC 200 for security analyst, SC 300 for identity and access administrator, and then you have AZ 500 that just now I talked about in the previous step, this one, okay, over here. Then as the next you can go for MS 500, that is the administrator associate. So you can go for any certification as a 2-star batch. Then the expert level certification you have is this SC100. So generally you can go for this combination if you are interested into the cyber security or going with the security in the Azure environment. So here you have a SC200 and then SC100 you can plan, or you can go for any of the one that you have already done. Okay, so SC200 or SC100 you can plan basically for the Azure security certification. Let's say you are interested into the Power Platform certification, that is right now quite commonly used in the different tech stack. You might have heard of Power BI, Power Automate, Power Platform. Okay, and in that case, these are some certification has been planned for those as well. You can kickstart with the AZ900 as I mentioned, because that will give you understanding, okay, how Azure works. Then although it's optional, okay, it's not a mandatory that you should go with that, but yeah, I'm just sharing a certification path that will help you to enhance your knowledge. Then you have a PL900, that is the Power Platform 900 series. So as I mentioned, 900 series is always a fundamental series that will give you a 1-star badge. And then after that you have a role specific one that you can go for the Azure if you're interested into Power Platform Automate or Power Platform Functional or Power Platform Data Analyst, that will cover your Power BI. Okay, if you are currently working into Power BI and moving into this thing, so you can go for PL300. Okay, so because Power BI is quite popular tool that you might have heard or might have used. But if you are doing the app or automation, then in that case you can go for PL400, like Power Automate or Power Apps you are using. Then in that case you can go for PL400. That is your 2-star certification. And post that you can go for PL600, that is the expert level certification that will cover the solutioning designing on the Power Platform. So this is also like you can plan for PL300 or PL100 and then PL600. So this is also recently Microsoft has launched some new updated version of these, so you can go through and look for that. Now how I can get these certification, what has been talked about. So these are some cloud fundamental path that you have. So you might get those link in the chat from our side. So my team member will post this link where you can get started while from where I can learn these fundamental things. So if you are interested, like let's say you mentioned that, okay, no, I'm interested into do the Google certification, not on the AWS or on the Azure. So in that case, these are the some fundamental certifications plan also that has been shared in the chat. Now inside that, you if you are going with the Azure, let's say, so in the Azure you need to create a profile on the learn.microsoft.com. Okay, and inside the learn.microsoft.com, once you go, then you will get definitely you need to create your profile. And once you create the profile, then in that case you it is going to redirect you to the particular, like I'll just take you walk you also through. So it will, like let's say I'm interested into the DP700 for example. So you can simply go ahead over there. Like these are the entire certification plan, that is the data engineer associate that just now we have talked about. Okay, so you can simply go ahead inside that, and here you will get the complete idea what the certification about. Okay, you can simply prepare for the exam. There are some self-paced learning material also there. You can simply click on that and you will get the free modules or the self-paced learning modules you have. You can simply go ahead and then you can do a start. But before starting that, here you can simply go ahead and create a profile. You need to click on a sign in, and it is going to work as a centralized like Microsoft Learn profile, where you are going to create like if you are doing any certification, if you are doing any badges, you are doing any trainings, any modules you completed, that is going to be tagged under your profile. So you can simply sign in. Okay, once you sign in, then in that case here you are going to simply uh, s- start doing your learning, and then it will take you to the next page, that okay, what are the learning modules and everything there. So you can simply start doing a self-paced learning. That is I'm talking about with respect to Azure. Similar way you have for AWS and GCP also. That maybe I'll cover in the next time, because here basically we are focusing into Azure as per the time permit. Now inside this, here you can see it is going to give you the entire understanding, and at the end of this, 7 units are there. At the end of this, you will get a knowledge quiz also. So here, similar way, like you can get started with these free learning or self-paced learning material. So these are some quick links that basically you might have received in your chat, and with the help of that, you can simply go ahead and utilize it for doing the self preparation. Apart from that, we are here to help you also for guiding on all those things. But if you see here, we have the next. If I'm going to take you to this page, like here you can see, if you ask that okay, yes, I prepare it, and then what next? Okay, let's say I prepared it for the self-paced learning and those things, but in that case, if I want to write down the certification, that is just a preparation thing, but I want to write down a certification or something, then in that case, here you can see, we for writing down the certification, there is a dedicated cost involved. Okay, for your side, like okay, there is this $165 cost involved from Microsoft side if you are going to be start on that. So how can I get started in this area? Okay, like when we are going to start with your training program, like I once I prepare it, how can I enroll for the certification? So generally the cost is $165, but let's say I want to get those voucher to apply for free, and with the help of that, we will get like some free certification voucher from Microsoft side. So if you can see on the top, there is a AI Skill Fest is mentioned, that is going to be happen from Microsoft side from 8th April to 28th May. Okay, so under this AI Fest, you can simply go ahead, register yourself, and with the help of that, you should be able to basically get all those voucher certification plans from Microsoft side for free. Okay, so under this AI Skill Fest, what need to be done is, here this certification is going to be kickstart maybe let's say from tomorrow, like from the 8th April, the day after tomorrow. So in that case, here they are going to launch some modules sessions. Okay, similar way, and then on that, this fest is purely going to focus into the AI, where Microsoft is building a Guinness World Record. They are going to promote this AI to empower multiple developer users, but when these duration to build a Guinness World Record, and if you are going to contribute, you are going to participate. In that case, during this time, you will be getting free certifications or vouchers, and then you can claim it at the time of booking your certification, and then simply you can go ahead and then register. So here you can see in the AI Skill Fest, you are getting the option to register now. Once you click on the register now, you will get a complete detail about this plan, that okay, it is going to be happen between this 8 April to 28 May, and then it is going to be a 50 days AI discovery learning plan, where you are going to learn so much, many more thing has been discussed, planned, scheduled, and different modules are around the world, that multiple speakers are going to be there. So with the help of that, here you can see explore the session. Okay, and then you can simply go ahead and enroll in that. Then what are the things are going to be there? So now you can see if you are going to register it, you will get all the detail. So here basically, as I mentioned, Microsoft is going to basically trying to build a Guinness World Record, where they are going to allow all the users to take a advantage over here to enroll themselves into the AI Fest, right? So similar way, you can connect with the different tech professional, different business professional. If you're interested as a student or business leader, simply go ahead and register it. Once you click on the register today, it's going to take you to this page, and over there you are going to simply fill a form. Okay, so it is basically sign in you need to do, and then you need to fill a form where your details you need to fill. Okay, like from your sign in you need to do with your Microsoft account or Google account, your LinkedIn site, and then simply it's going to ask you to fill that form. You might be receiving these detail in your chat already. Okay, so my team already has shared these AI Fest detail also with you in the chat. You can go ahead and register yourself, and with the help of that, you can see that okay, once you have enrolled it, there are two steps only. You need to register it, start with doing the modules. Okay, start doing the session. Once you start the session, you can claim your vouchers, and then once you claim the vouchers, then in that case from Microsoft side you will get a voucher, and then within the given duration only, you need to redeem that voucher and then apply for the certification. So you have these like approx 50 days, that is basically a golden chance for you to upskill yourself and learn AI or the other thing also. Like it's not necessary that okay only those certifications are going to be applicable. There are other certifications also can be planned. So here also like the same in the Microsoft Skill AI Festival, I have mentioned. Here you can see you need to learn, register for this AI Skill Fest. Then you need to begin your challenge for sessions, and then you need to submit your official entry. Okay, so in that case, Microsoft will have the track. Then approx like 50,000 winners are going to be delivered as a prize pool, and then there will be attempt for Guinness World Record. Now, how you need to get it? You need to simply, there are simply two steps. First is you need to qualify for the first challenge, and then second is you need to complete the form. These are the two things you need to do, and then after that you can simply claim it for your voucher. So that is basically going to help you for all those insight, and then whatever certifications we have discussed or whatever certifications we have planned in the series over here, that is basically going to help you that okay, let's say if I'm going to learn, or maybe let's say I completed my self learning module, then what next? Okay, from where I can get the certification. So here with the, you can take the full-fledged advantage with the help of this Microsoft Skill AI Fest, and you will get the voucher simply, and then you can simply utilize that also. Okay, so that is the advantage over here while using this Skill AI Fest. That is the one thing. Second thing over here, what we have is you can like let's say I started planning to doing the certification for DP 700. That is the one thing, but I don't know that way what are the resources and study materials there. So here for lab also you will be getting a sandbox environment. Okay, like let's say I prepare this from the Microsoft self-paced learning thing. So there are different free labs also available. First of all, you can create your free trial account. That is one thing. Second thing is that free trial account will be available for 30 days once you activate. And the second thing is you can go for the sandbox environment for lab setup also. That is also going to be helpful for you. So you can simply plan for those area. And also if you have any question, that there we are also happy to help you, and we are also happy to answer all your queries with respective to that. So that is about this session, like about the AI Fest. But apart from that, if you come back to the webinar and those things, so here basically we are planning. Like right now, I have focused on this webinar where I'll set up the context, and apart from that, I can share the insight. Okay, what is going to coming up next? Okay, so let's say here I have focused into the Azure certification plan, but similar way we can plan for other cloud provider also. That okay, what are the certifications and journey you can plan for? So that is the one thing. Second thing, basically we can go ahead, and also we are planning some full-fledged training on the skills that we have talked about in the previous one. Like let's say you are interested into the Azure data engineer one, or you are only interested into data engineer one. So in that case, like drop your message in the like comment, and with respect to that there are dedicated trainings and those plans also we are running to upskill yourself. So you can simply go ahead, and as per the like a comments which you have dropped, we are surely going to reach out, and then we will share those training plan with you. Okay, so here basically this at the end what we want is this training should be also fruitful for you, and then with that you should be able to learn, and those things also you should be able to understand all those areas, right? So when we are going to start with the DevOps, so some of the things are already basically open source. Okay, that you can simply set it up. But let's say here you are you don't have a Linux environment to be set up in your laptop or those things, you have Windows thing. So I will provide you the lab environment also where you can do all those things and available. So now I am good from my side. I'm taking a pause over here. And also, if you have any question as per the labs and those things which we have, I would really like to answer all your queries. And also, I'm going to help you with respective to all the questions which you have. So first of all, this is our page which you can follow. If you scan this QR code, you will get all the required link which we have. and you can follow our YouTube channel. So as I mentioned, there are few things. So there are few things that I'll inform before will I'll come up to Q&A thing. First thing is, as I mentioned, once we are going to start this webinar, right? So very first thing is, once we are starting this webinar, the expectation is you guys are going to follow. So you need to follow our channel or maybe the LinkedIn page. So you will get a notify that okay, the webinar is live. Second thing is basically you need to comment as per the questions has been asked. So right now I'm not asking very difficult question. I'm just asking a very basic question that okay, um, Azure, AWS, or GCP is what type of cloud? It's a public cloud, private cloud, or hybrid cloud. That basically you need to drop down in the comment that okay, Azure, AWS, or GCP, these top three cloud service provider, we have talk about. Okay, so these cloud service provider is what type of cloud? Public cloud, private cloud, or hybrid cloud? So these are the three options which we have. So you need to answer in the chat. Okay, and accordingly we'll see that okay, because we are starting very first session, so I'm not asking very difficult question. Yes, it's a very basic question you might already know. Second thing is you need to tag us with after every session, like okay, let's say whatever is your key takeaway from this webinar. Let's say we have shared about the certification, we have talked about certain things that you might know already but you don't know the details about this thing. So you just need to write down a post on your LinkedIn and tag us that this is something key takeaway from this webinar, and tag us, so we'll get notified that okay, yes, you are attentive and you attend this session, and then we will get a notification. Okay, so you are going to, well, in the entire session, whatever you feel that okay, for me that this certification plan is something new, for me this entire tech career journey is something new. So just write down a post on your LinkedIn, tag us, so we'll get to know that okay, what you think about your about this webinar. And also just we are going to review all your posts, and accordingly we'll shortlist that okay, who will be the top contributor for this the entire webinar series. First is the question. I start getting the answer also in the chat. First is the like question that I asked that okay, Azure is what type of cloud? Public, private, and hybrid. Second is basically you need to take a keynote. Like if you are already like a in the corporate, you might say as a minute of meeting. So I'm not referring that as a, but yes, you need to take a key takeaway that this is something which I like most in this webinar, and then you need to tag us with the screenshot, maybe with your one liners things, and then you need to write down a post and tag us, and then in that case we should be get notified this is something is basically helpful. And also feel free to share your feedback and all those things also, that is also going to be helpful for us while building the entire series. Second thing is feel free to add your next webinar topic that you want, and accordingly we have certain experts, so accordingly we are going to align. Okay, so these are the two things you need to do. Tag us on the LinkedIn while writing the post key takeaway. First thing is answering the question. And then we are going to review all those things and then we'll shortlist and we'll reach out to you. Now coming back to this thing, how you can we can get connected. You can scan this QR code. Here basically I have kept our uh, basically we have kept in the next series with all the links and study material will be keeping posting in our WhatsApp community channel also, which we have created. So you can join that channel also. You might have received the link in the chat where you can simply get those channel detail, and you can simply join our WhatsApp community channel. Your number will not be going to disclose. It's basically in a community. If any kind of in any kind of event is happening, or if any kind of events basically we are going to such webinar we are doing in the future, you don't need to like you will get a notify directly in the WhatsApp, because it's kind of a more handy compared to mail and other thing. So basically we will drop a you might have received the link also for WhatsApp. Okay, so I'll just ask my team to drop also. And then apart from that, once you scan this QR code, you will be getting your page where you can see our website, you can see our like LinkedIn page, or similar way you can connect with us on the YouTube also. So those things also you can follow, subscribe, and those things you can do. So these are the things that I would like to answer. First, before coming to Q&A, I would like to give all the detail. Now coming back to a few questions that I can see if you guys are posting, I'm just having a look about all your questions. So first of all, which we have is okay, I can see most of the people are interested into cloud, AI, ML, okay, ML, data engineering. Okay, so I can see the cloud and cyber security also you guys interested. So yes, we have planned the session with respective to cloud primarily, and within that you have a dedicated tech stack on that will be continuing. Then the next is we are interested in AI also, cloud DevOps, MLOps also. Okay, so DP100 and AI 102. Yeah. So as I mentioned, these are the core we are planning. That is DP 203, DP100, and AI 102. Okay, and AZ900, yes, because that is the core fundamental. That's what I also recommend if you are new to Azure, then in that case, or maybe if you are planning any session, this thing. So AZ900 is the must that we are going to start. That is basically will be covering all the fundamental those things. So I can see most of the people are interested into AZ900 and 104 and AI 102. Okay, so you might have already received the link for Azure Fundamental, Google Fundamental, and AWS Fundamental. Apart from that, if you want to get the voucher link, that also you already have received. So Cloud DevOps, Azure Security, any specific question, I can see people are answering the question. But if any specific questions that you have related to the webinar and those things that then I am happy to answer. And I hope we'll be staying connected. So already you might have received the WhatsApp group link also in the chat in the comment. So feel free to take that and then also post it in that. Okay. So I hope you like the session, and I would really interested to know what are the key takeaway you have out of this webinar, and accordingly how we can plan the next. So I will wait from the LinkedIn side how many posts I'll be getting. I can see 25 plus people are currently live watching. And apart from that, if you want to come up join us again later on, then this recording is also going to be available on the YouTube. So you can simply come up and then you can come back to the YouTube and watch this, and then you can simply post it into the LinkedIn, and then feel free to add your thoughts inside and then tag us. So in that case, we can simply share the goodies and swags after at the end of the webinar, and those things we can plan. Okay. So if no more question, then we are happy to, I guess, wrap up the session. And also all the required thing and everything is available to you. So feel free to share this QR code as well as the link with your other folks and your other colleagues, friends, your classmate, colleagues, office mate. So in that case, let's build this community together where people can come up, contribute. I can see somebody are ready to contribute also. I can see the comments also. That is good. Right. So in that case, let's build a community together. Share this link with other folks also, and where we can see that okay, how we can engage more, and we can come up with these fruitful session more with you. Okay. So okay, so Ashish is done with the GCP certification in AWS also. Now want to go Azure. So where should I start? So you can start with the AZ900, Ashish, as I mentioned, because you are new to Azure. So in that case, the AZ900 is the so in AZ900 you will get the understanding. So what we have to post? So you have to post the key takeaway out of the webinar. Like let's say you have joined Shri this webinar, and inside this webinar you got some insight about the certification itself, or maybe about the cloud, or what are the top skills. So just write down a normal basic post on the LinkedIn that okay, you have joined this webinar and these are the key takeaway, and then tag us as a visionary techmate, or you can tag me. So in that case we will get notified that okay, yes, you are active contributor, you are actively joining our webinar, and with reference to that we'll review your post, and then in that case will we are going to give the goodies, or will be sending the swags from Microsoft side. Okay, so it could be anything. You can refer our previous post previous events also, where also we share the goodies and the swags to the previous participant also. So similar activity we are doing this time, but here we are doing a small changes, where whatever your key takeaway after attending the sessions or after attending the webinar, you need to write down a like a small LinkedIn post, or maybe as per your understanding, what is your understanding after getting these webinar. You need to write down that, and then you need to tag us, like to me and the Visionary TechMate, and then we'll get notified that okay, these are your key takeaway, and you are actively contributing on this webinar. Okay, so in that case, we'll be shortlisting and we'll be sharing the swags. I hope I answer your question, Shri. Okay, so the next question we have is from Salman side that okay, you want to start your career in cloud and the cyber security. Yes, you can start as a fresher. Like if you are starting with a cyber security or maybe you are starting with a cloud. So in the both you need to work on your fundamental. Okay, because your core fundamental will always comes in the picture if you are not like a pretty much clear. So I would recommend that as a fresher you will be starting with your fundamental. It will respect to your cloud as well as the cyber security thing. Now if I are going to merge together, so as I shown you that cyber security as well as the Azure security series like SC series, you can plan CCNA and those certifications are there in the networking. But apart from that, here in the cyber security you can plan for, if you are going with a cloud thing, so cloud security also you can plan for, and as well as the dedicated security cyber security certifications also you can plan for. But as a beginner when you are starting, then in that case start with the fundamental, and then you can merge it together with the cloud also. So that is also going to be advantage for you. Okay, so I hope I answer your question, Salman. Okay, any other question I would like to answer? Okay, so I guess if we are good, then we are good to wrap up the session. And similar way, we'll come back with the next session upcoming week. Then in that case, we have already your details, so we are going to share those things with you, and the next link also. Okay, so the next webinar link also, and I hope the same audience who is like currently live watching to us in the next webinar also, you guys are staying connected with us. And this time we will be coming up with the next topic on the cloud that we have planned, and then with the other another expert, or maybe I'll be starting with the Azure and those things. So you will get all the detail as we have your email ID, and as well as share those detail with your friends also. So maybe more people will be connected and post it on the LinkedIn and those things. So in that case, we can reach out to multiple people as these webinar is going to be fruitful. But if you are interested into the dedicated training program that could be helpful for you, feel free to reach out to us. By end of April, we are planning a full-fledged training program that is basically for Azure and AWS. Okay, so in the AWS, we'll be focusing into the MLOps and as well as on the DevOps side, and on the Azure, we are also planning for a Azure DevOps, data engineer, and data scientist one. So if you are interested on those training program, apart from these webinar, then you can drop an email on the same where you have received, and then we'll would love to answer whoever is interested on those training program, because that is not the as per the webinar. These webinar basically we have already your contact details, so we'll share the next webinar series also with you. But trainings we have planned for certain courses. So if you want a course detail or maybe the curriculum, or you also are interested to join that session, then also feel free to share or drop reach out to us on that. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining. I hope uh, you guys get some insight with this session, and I would really help. I'm really great you guys have joined, get a time on the Sunday evening. So thank you everyone, and would love to meet again in the next session and in the next webinar. So till that time, you feel free to reach out to me through message on the LinkedIn or maybe in the Insta also it's there. So in that case, I would like to answer. But yeah, we will connect maybe in the next webinar in the next session. Okay. Thank you.